It's not the size that matters, it's the motion in the ocean. And there's too much motion in that ocean for me on that cruise ship.
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the 10 wildest sex jokes and accidental innuendos on daytime TV. We'll be including any mention of rude parts too.
Is it really blonde? Are you naturally that blonde?
I don't know how to prove this to you in a way that's tolerable in the morning. But yes. It's,
okay.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 10. New commute trend. Over the years, this morning has been host to many surprisingly filthy moments. One that immediately springs to mind was this little incident that took place in 2025.
I'm going to hand this over to the Willis because I don't want to get us taken off air.
When discussing a new commuting trend, we learned its rather saucy name. Everyone seems to stone-face it, likely because they're not sure of the connotation, but Rylan is clearly holding back.
It is called barebacking.
However, things get even more difficult for him when Giles Brandreth interjects with this line. How he got through this, we may never know.
I began doing this a few years ago, and I was called a raw dog. I said, why am I being called a raw dog? You're living life in the raw.
Yes.
Getting back to reality.
Number 9. Can you say that? You really have to wonder how they get away with half the stuff those ladies come out with on Loose Women. Here's one that left our jaws on the floor with how abrupt it was.
Denise likes, always says, Charlie, she likes to be bent backwards over it. That's what she
It came during a discussion about Christmas hosting with Katie Piper. Well, we all know what that means.
I need to be able to say Victoria Wood. It was her famous skit.
But honestly, it's not the first time such rude discussions have come about with Denise Welch.
But I like little and often, or big and often, whatever. But, I'm not...
Number 8. Taking out competition. In a memorable episode of Good Morning Britain, actor Dan Stevens stopped by for an interview promoting one of his latest projects. Known for his charming demeanor, Dan was asked about his experiences working with various co-stars.
You must have had to beat off a lot of American men to get this part.
However, things took an unexpected turn when co-host Susanna Reid tried to compliment Dan's ability to beat off any competitors or rivals with ease, accidentally making an innuendo that left both Dan and the audience chuckling and slightly blushing.
Why does that make you giggle? Did you not have to beat them off?
The phrase was immediately met with surprised laughs and quick recovery from both Dan and Susanna, who quickly clarified her meaning but couldn't help smiling at the double entendre.
We had a very similar twisted sense of humour, and we wanted to have a lot of fun with this and make people laugh with it. And that's exactly what you've done to me this morning.
Number 7, an old flame, is a particularly naughty one that flew under a lot of people's radars. Also taking place on Good Morning Britain, Kate Garraway and Ben Shepherd, who always have electric chemistry on set, were discussing how smiling can actually damage one's skin, making them appear older. It's here that Kate demonstrated an alternative reaction. Ben's comment seems to be suggesting that Kate looks like a sex doll, also implying he may have had one in the past.
Yeah, I've had girlfriend like that.
We've got to give it to Ben. That one took a little bit of thinking, so he must have gotten away with it easily.
You look younger, but you just look a bit odd, wouldn't you? Someone said, good morning, how are you?
Number 6, not hard enough.
Well, Meaty. Yeah, 700.
All right, Johnson.
Yeah, 700.
Rachel Riley's head must have been stuck in the gutter after all those appearances on 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown, but even so, this one was poorly worded. After a numbers round concludes with a particularly easy question and answer, Nick Hewer comes out with this.
Poor old Rachel, she's gagging for a hard one.
The naughty accidental innuendo set the whole team off laughing, but Nick doesn't seem to get it himself. Poor Rachel was left red-faced.
You feel like a disgrace, how could you?
Number 5, get it in.
I know what you're going to do. Not a big one. I'm not eating a big one.
Given its proven potential for provocative slip-ups, it seems only right we should next go to the kitchen. Holly's hilarious reaction to a smooth cup of coffee in 2013 almost made it onto today's list.
You know when you don't know whether it's actually gone in because it's so smooth?
But nothing tops her tasting mussels with Gino Campo. The thing is, she doesn't like them, but Phil insists that she eats one anyway. Mustering enough courage to pop it in her mouth, it's left for Gino to try and style this one out.
Once it's in, I love it.
Nice, is he?
Number 4. Very blunt. Channel 4's Steph's Packed Lunch also saw its fair share of naughty moments during its brief run. In this segment, host Steph McGovern was speaking to guest Heidi Hirkels about the realities of dating while disabled. It was a hot subject at the time of airing because of controversial statements said by a dating site about how difficult it may be to match with other users if you're disabled. Steph brought up a very interesting anecdote which maybe should have been softened for daytime TV.
And someone just came up to her and said, well, how have you got her? And she went, well, how have you got your kids? I had a good shag, that's what I did.
We get her point, but boy, she must have gotten in trouble for saying this.
I'm getting screamed at in my ear, sorry.
Number 3. Ken Convo. Anytime Alison Hammond comes into contact with Ryan Gosling, hilarity ensues. After all, who could forget that classic Blade Runner interview with him and Harrison Ford? But this time around, we thought she could keep things civil in this interview with him and Emily Blunt about the film Fall Guy. We were wrong. Things were going surprisingly smoothly in the chat until Alison hit Ryan with this innuendo-fueled bombshell.
Do you think, Ryan, that Ken will always be inside of you?
Needless to say, things went off the rails immediately from there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Number 2. Beef. We're kitchen-bound again, and dessert is on the menu once more. Except Holly hasn't quite finished with her main course.
There you go.
I've still got a mouthful of beef.
A meaty mishap which set the whole studio giggling. It's all the funnier because almost exactly 5 years previously, ex-presenter Fern Britton did this.
You see, you don't mind dunking a bit of beef, do you?
Basically, whenever This Morning runs with beef, expect someone, somewhere, to say something they shouldn't.
Not again. Not again. No, not again.
Number 1. Would you like a what? Inviting Lewis Capaldi onto your show is a surefire way to also introduce some chaos. Unfortunately for the team on BBC Breakfast, they learned this the hard way with this gut-bustingly funny moment. Capaldi and Charlie State were having a playful back and forth, with the former saying how much he liked the latter's hair.
Looks great. Well, you've got great hair too.
That's when Naga Munchetty interjected with a cheeky "Do you want a room?" implying the two were flirting. Capaldi took things 2 steps further.
Would you like a rim?
Would a what?
Would you like a rim?
I thought you said a rim. Jeez.
It's a hilarious line that we're sure he got a little bit of a telling off for.
We're going to have a little word with Lewis. The headlines are coming up.
Which of these moments did you see live? Let us know in those comments below.